Assalamu alaikum students. I am your Aisha ma'am. Hope all of you are doing good. I welcome you all here in my class. So in this video, I am going to teach you second chapter from your course book Flamingo, that is Lost Spring, Stories of Stolen Childhood. The medium of teaching will be the mixture of both English and Hindi. So let's first read about the author. Anees Jung, 1964. It is not 1964, it is 1944. So, Anees Jung, 1944, remember 1944, was born in Rourkela and spent her childhood and adolescence in Hyderabad. Rourkela is a city in Odisha. So, Anees Jung was born in 1944 in Rourkela. Although she was born where? In Rourkela, but spent her childhood and adolescence in Hyderabad. She received her education in Hyderabad and in the United States of America. In Hyderabad, she went to Osmania University, and in the United States of America, she went to the University of Michigan. Her parents were both writers. Anees Jung began her career as a writer in India. She has been an editor and columnist for major newspapers in India and abroad, and has authored several books. She has written several books, but apart from being an author, she was an editor and columnist for major newspapers in both India and abroad. The following is an excerpt from her book titled Lost Spring, Stories of Stolen Childhood. So, a short piece of writing from a long one. So this the story that we are going to study today, that we are going to read today, it has been taken from her book Lost Spring, Stories of Stolen Childhood. This book was published in 2005. Here, she analyzes the grinding poverty and traditions which condemn these children to a life of exploitation. In this story, what Anees Jung has done, she has analyzed, she has examined the grinding, the extreme poverty and traditions because of which the life of these children is exploited. So basically, the stories in this book, they focus on the stories of those children who are from deprived background, who are from poor background, and who do not get proper facilities. So she has very beautifully described, portrayed the plight, the pain of these street children, who do not get proper facilities in their life. So this was all about the author. Now let's begin the story. The first story that we are going to read is Sometimes I Find a Rupee in the Garbage. Why do you do this? I asked Sahib, whom I encounter every morning scrounging for gold in the garbage dumps of my neighborhood. So there is first person narration. The narrator, she asks someone whose name is Sahib, why do you do this? क्यों करते हो तुम ऐसा? But before giving an answer, she tells us something about who this person is. I asked Sahib. So she has asked who? Sahib. Whom I encounter every morning. So she meets him every morning, and every morning when she meets him, what he is doing? He is scrounging for gold. He is looking for gold in the garbage dumps, in the garbage heaps of my neighborhood. This is a kind of wreck picker he is. Sahib left his home long ago. Sat amidst the green fields of Dhaka, his home is not even a distant memory. See? So, he used to live where? Dhaka. Although he does not remember his home, did he actually have a home? था भी उसका कोई घर या नहीं? But he has left that home long ago. Where it was? And it was amidst the field of green fields of Dhaka. It was in Dhaka. Dhaka is in Bangladesh. The capital of Bangladesh is Dhaka. He does not even remember. There were many storms that swept away their fields and homes, his mother tells him. And how does he know? When he does not remember his home, so how does he know that his home was in Dhaka? because his mother told him. उसकी माँ ने उसको बताया था that they used to live in Dhaka, but because of storms, their homes were swept away. That's why they left looking for gold in the big city where he now lives. So that is why they have come to this big city. And what is this big city? We do not know yet. अभी नहीं पता हमें क्या कौन सा big city है कि where they have come now. But we just know they have been shifted from Dhaka to this big city. So this was the question now. Why do you do this? So she asked, why do you do this? So to this question, Sahib answers, I have nothing else to do. What else? Very quietly, very, in a low voice, he says, I have nothing else to do. कुछ और करने को मेरे पास नहीं है. Looking away, and he was not looking, in the eyes of the narrator. He's looking somewhere else. कुछ और मेरे पास करने को नहीं है. Go to school, I say glibly, very quickly. What did the narrator say? School जाओ, go to school. Realizing immediately how hollow the advice must sound. But she did not realize that the advice she is giving to Sahib, it is of no use, it is useless, and a kind of very insincere advice it was. She did not realize. Actually, she did not say it knowingly. कभी-कभी एकदम से, because he was a child, तो जब भी हम किसी बच्चे को देखते हैं तो क्या समझ में आता है कि he should go to school. अब उसकी condition क्या है that we are not realizing. So unknowingly, quickly, the narrator said, but then so she realized that it was not a good advice. They're telling him to go to school. There's no school in my neighborhood. And they build one, I will go. What did he say? कोई स्कूल ही नहीं है मेरे नेबरहुड में. बन जाएगा तो चला जाऊंगा. How that pity we are feeling for him. If I start a school, will you come? मैं स्कूल स्टार्ट करूं तो आओगे? I asked half joking. She was not serious. If I start a school, will you come? I asked half joking. Okay. So she was not serious although, but the answer that she gets from Sahib was, yes, he says smiling broadly. जैसे उसने सुना तो he was very happy and he started smiling. कि हाँ, आऊंगा मैं तो. A few days later, since I see him running up to me, is your school ready? This is he does not forget. She had promised if she builds a school, then she will ask Sahib to join her school. Is your school ready? It takes longer to build a school, I say, embarrassed at having made a promise that was not meant. So this is, she said half jokingly, she was not serious. She did not know that after some time, this boy will come to her and will ask about the school. So I see embarrassed. She was embarrassed. Why did she even make such a false promise? And she was not serious about that promise. And she shouldn't have made actually that promise. But promises like mine abound in every corner of his bleak world. But the promise that I had made, I and Anis is saying that the promise that she had made to Sahib, there were many promises like this that he was having in the bleak, in the dark world, in his dark world. After months of knowing him, I asked him his name. Sahib-e-Alam, he announces. Sahib-e-Alam. Can you see? क्या नाम है उसका? Sahib-e-Alam. He does not know what it means. If he knew its meaning, Lord of the universe would have a hard time believing it. So he did not know कि उसके नाम का मतलब क्या है. If he knew it, पता होता ना अगर उसको कि उसका नाम का मतलब क्या है. And what is the meaning of his name? Lord of the universe. उसको पता होता कि उसके नाम का मीनिंग क्या है, he would have a hard time believing it. So he would not believe this can be the meaning of his name, because who is Lord? कौन होता है एक Lord? The one who has control over everything, every single thing of this universe. And now see the condition of this boy, Saib Alam. ये बेचारा, can he control anything? किसी चीज पे उसका कंट्रोल नहीं है, कोई चीज उसके अंडर में नहीं है. So that is why he would not believe कि उसके नाम का मतलब ये है. And Lord, everything in this world belongs to whom? To the Lord. And just see, Saib Alam, उसके पास क्या है? He is a rag picker. That is why he would not believe कि उसके नाम का मतलब Lord of the universe है. Unaware of what his name represents, he roams the streets with his friends, an army of barefoot boys who appear like the morning birds and disappear at noon. Now see, the irony you can say here, unaware of what his name represents. So ये तो पता नहीं कि उसके नाम का मतलब क्या है. What does he do? He roams the streets. He go here and there in the streets with his friends, an army of barefoot boys. Army किसकी होती है? लेकिन army of barefoot boys. Barefoot, the one who is not wearing shoes. पैरों में उनके चप्पल नहीं है, slippers नहीं है, जूते नहीं है. And what do they do? They leave their home in the morning. Appear like the morning birds. इस तरीके से सुबह में birds आती हैं and disappear at noon. अब morning में क्या होता है? There are children, there are students who go to school in the morning. सुबह में ही जाते हैं ना स्कूल. Most of the children. There are evening schools also, लेकिन ज्यादातर सुबह के ही होते हैं. And disappear at noon. और दोपहर में क्या होता है? छुट्टी हो जाती है. They leave the school. Just see. But this boy, Sahib Alam, with his friends, instead of going to school in the morning, he leaves his home for searching gold in the garbage heaps and disappear at noon. And then he returns home in the noon. जिस तरीके से बच्चे छुट्टी होने के बाद घर जाते हैं, in the same way. सुबह में वो निकलते हैं और वापस दोपहर में घर पहुंच जाते हैं. But they do not go to school. स्कूल नहीं जाते वो. कहाँ जाते हैं? They go to look for gold in the garbage. Over the months, I have come to recognize each of them. So कुछ टाइम बाद the narrator was able to recognize Saib Alam and all his friends. हर किसी को पहचानने लगी थी. Why aren't you wearing chappals? I asked one. पूछा, चप्पल क्यों नहीं पहने हुए? My mother did not bring them down from the shelf. He answers simply. मेरी माँ उनको शेल्फ से उतार कर नहीं देती, अलमारी से उतार कर नहीं देती. Even if she did, he will throw them off. Adds another who is wearing shoes that do not match. अगर वो उतार भी देना, तो ये उनको फेंक देगा. दूसरा लड़का कहता है, and who was wearing shoes, but they did not match. एक अलग, दूसरा अलग. So although he was wearing shoes, लेकिन मैच नहीं कर रहे थे एक दूसरे से. तो कहता है कि अगर उतार के भी देगी ना इसकी माँ उसको, वो फेंक देगा. Then I comment on it. He shuffles his feet and says nothing. और जब उसको बोलती है ना narrator, see, adds another who is wearing shoes. जूते तो पहने हुए हैं उसने, but they did not match. एक से नहीं थे दोनों. The pair of shoes that he was wearing, तो उनमें से दोनों जो shoes थे अलग अलग थे. When I comment on it, और जब उसने narrator ने उस बात पे comment किया कि why are you wearing the shoes that do not match, then he shuffles his feet and says nothing. एक दूसरे को पैर में मिलाना और कुछ नहीं बोलता, वो बस अपना पैर एक दूसरे से उसमें शफल करने लगता है उसको. I want shoes, says a third boy who has never owned a pair all his life. ऐसे भी इंसान हैं. Just think about these. what is happening all around us. There are some who do not have even a pair of shoes. जूते भी नहीं है उनके पास पहनने के लिए. He says, I want shoes, says a third boy who has never owned a pair all his life. पूरी जिंदगी में ही कभी उसके पास जूते थे ही नहीं. Although he's a child still, but फिर भी आप सोचिए कि इतना बच्चा है and he does not have shoes to wear. Traveling across the country, I have seen children walking barefoot in cities on village roads. It is not lack of money, but a tradition to stay barefoot is one explanation. So this the narrator is saying that she has traveled a lot in about all over the country, and she has seen many children who walk barefoot. पहनते ही नहीं है जूते, नंगे पैर जाते हैं. In cities, even in cities and on village roads. And when she tried to inquire the reason, to what answer she got? It is not lack of money, so it is not because they do not have money, that is why they do not wear shoes. ऐसा नहीं कि उनके पास पैसे नहीं है, but a tradition to stay barefoot is one explanation. So one of the explanations that she got was that they do not wear shoes because it is a tradition in their area. You stay bare. Tradition. I wonder if this is only an excuse to explain away a perpetual poverty. So I do not know whether it was a tradition or they were just making excuse to explain away their continuous state of poverty. Excuse था, ट्रेडिशन था वाकई में. Was this the reason? Actual reason यही था कि they were not wearing shoes because it was their tradition, or it was just a false explanation, right? I remember a story a man from Udupi once told me. So here, anecdote comes. A story within a story, but a short one. I remember a story a man from Udupi once told me. When I search on internet, it is actually Udupi, not Udupi. So here the narrator remembers a story of a man. So what did the man told her? As a young boy, he would go to school past an old temple where his father was a priest. So this man who is telling her the story that when he was a child, when he was a young boy, so he used to go to school that was near the temple. And in the temple, his father was a priest. So he would stop briefly at the temple and pray for a pair of shoes. So while going to the school, what he used to do, he used to stay at stop at the temple for a short period of time. थोड़ी देर के लिए रुक जाया करता था, and he used to pray for a pair of shoes. वहाँ उस temple में किस चीज के लिए pray किया करता था? That he wanted to get a pair of shoes. 30 years later, I visited his town and the temple, which was now drowned in an air of desolation. So, after 30 years, when the narrator visited back that village, but this time the village has turned into a desolated place, that is a lonely and distracted place. So when she visited there, in the backyard, where lived the new priest. So what she found? That in the backyard, वहाँ पर अब कौन रहने लगा था? New priest. There were red and white plastic chairs. A young boy dressed in a grey uniform, wearing socks and shoes, arrived panting and threw his school bag on a folding bed. So what she noticed? That a young boy was there. I remember कि ये वो young boy नहीं है. That she is wearing this gown after 30 years, so he cannot be that boy जिसने उसको story बताई थी. There he is, other young boy. A young boy dressed in a grey uniform, wearing socks and shoes, arrived panting and threw his school bag on a folding bed. when she sees कि एक छोटा सा बच्चा आता है and he is wearing grey uniform, wearing socks and shoes. Shoes, this is important. Socks and shoes के वो जूते मोजे पहने हुए हैं. Arrived panting, taking heavy breaths, and threw with the school bag. So he has come from school on a folding bed, and वहाँ पर अपना बैग फेंकता है एक folding bed पे. Looking at the boy, I remembered the prayer another boy had made to the goddess when he had finally got a pair of shoes. Let me never lose them. After seeing this young boy, the narrator remembers that boy, जिसकी उसने हमें स्टोरी पहले बताई थी, that he used to pray in the temple. वहां पर वो प्रे किया करता था. So when he got one, मिल गए थे उसको a pair of, he finally was able to get a pair of shoes. मिल गए थे उसको finally जूते. So after getting those pairs, उसने क्या दुआ मांगी? पहले तो वो ये दुआ मांग रहा था कि मुझे एक जोड़ी जूते मिल जाए मुझे. And finally when he was able to get them, जब मिल गए तो after also एक होता है ना कि he was thankful, शुक्र अदा किया उसने, and again he prayed, and this time the prayer was, let me never lose them, कि अब मैं कभी इनको ना खोऊं, कि कभी मेरे पास से ना जाए. So this is कि किस तरीके से how badly a person wants something, जिसके पास जो चीज नहीं होती उसका कितनी ख्वाहिश उसकी होती है. So he so badly he wanted to have a pair of shoes. और बाद में उसने इस चीज ये भी दुआ करी कि that he did not want to lose that those pair of shoes ever in his life. So he remembered, the narrator remembered after seeing this boy कि किस तरीके से उस इंसान ने दुआ मांगी थी, उस बच्चे ने दुआ मांगी थी, that let me never lose them. The goddess had granted his prayer. So यानी जो उसने इस बच्चे को देखा है with socks and shoes, it means the goddess had granted his prayer. उसकी दुआ कबूल हो गई थी कि even after 30 years he was also that man was also son of a priest. और ये जो बच्चा यहाँ पर आया है, he is also a son of priest. ये भी एक priest का ही बेटा है. So at that time, at somewhere, it is a tradition कि जो priest होते हैं, they do not wear shoes. कुछ उनके यहाँ tradition भी होता है, but लेकिन see the child कि वो किस तरीके से उसकी ख्वाहिश थी कि उसको जूते मिल जाएं यहाँ पर. And see after even 30 years कि वो जूते पहना हुआ है. So the narrator says कि finally कि जिस तरीके से the boy made a prayer, so his prayer was granted. कबूल हो गई थी उसकी कि 30 सालों बाद तक this is going on कि now the sons of priests are having shoes now. Young boys like the son of the priest now wore shoes. See, again, young boys like the son of priest. Earlier, they were not having the pair of shoes, but now they were able to wear shoes. But many others like the rag pickers in my neighborhood remain shoeless. So this was a tradition कि वो नहीं पहनते थे because or it may be because they did not have money, but whatever the reason can be. The point is कि the prayer was granted. Finally, even the sons of priests were also wearing shoes now. But still, the rag pickers who are, who the narrator finds in her neighborhood, they are still shoeless. अभी भी उनके पास जूते नहीं हैं. Okay. My acquaintance with the barefoot rag pickers leads me to Simapuri, a place on the periphery of Delhi, yet miles away from it metaphorically. Very important line it is. My acquaintance, मेरी जान पहचान with the barefoot rag pickers leads me to Simapuri, a place on the periphery of Delhi. Periphery is the outer area. So outer area of Delhi, because she had now become acquainted, she was very frank with these rag pickers now who are barefoot. So her acquaintance leads her to Simapuri, and Simapuri is a place in the outer area of Delhi. Yet miles away from it, हालांकि वो कहाँ पर है? Outer area में ही है. It is in the outer area, but miles away from it metaphorically. लेकिन metaphorically, see, literally it is in the outer area of Delhi. लेकिन metaphorically it is very far from Delhi. Now, understand the meaning. See, what kind of city Delhi is. It is the capital of our country, and it is a developed country. Sorry, developed city. But सिर्फ अंदर की ही बात है कि you can find many posh areas inside Delhi, लेकिन उसके बाहर although it is in the outer area, लेकिन फिर भी पार्ट तो उसी का है ना. It is the part of Delhi. So just can you see what the contrast it is, कि जो अंदर का एरिया है that is well developed, and the outer area is like Simapuri. You cannot match both the inside and the outside areas of Delhi. So that is why they are very different from each other. बिल्कुल अलग है. So although the Simapuri is just in the periphery of Delhi, it is in the outer area of Delhi. मतलब क्या है कि बहुत दूर नहीं है, but metaphorically it is very far in the sense कि अंदर का जो area है it is very developed, but the outer area is not at all developed. The poverty is very much there. So those who live here are squatters who came from Bangladesh back in 1971. So the people who live here at Simapuri. So कौन है ये लोग? They are the ones who squatters are the one who are living on land without permission, या बिना किसी permission के या बिना किसी rent के जब रहते हैं किसी area में. So those are the squatters. So those who live here, the people who live here in Simapuri, they are the squatters who came from Bangladesh back in 1971. So they are the ones who came from Bangladesh in 1971. Sahib's family is among them. Sahib की family भी उन्हीं में से एक है, who had come here in 1971. Simapuri was then a wilderness. और उस टाइम पे यानी in 1977 Simapuri was even a worse area, a wilder one, you can say. That is very desolate, very forsaken area. It was बिल्कुल उजड़ा हुआ ऐसा था in 1971, and now it is the the writer has written this book in 2005. So इतना टाइम हो गया है, and when they came here, so it was even wilder. बहुत ही desolated area था. It was forsaken area, very lonely, बिल्कुल उजड़ा हुआ था. It still is. अभी भी कोई बहुत अच्छा नहीं है. It is still a desolated place, but it is no longer empty. लेकिन it is not developed, but it has been occupied by the people. लोग आकर वहां पर अब रहने लगे हैं. Back in 1971 कोई वहां रहता नहीं था, but when these people from Bangladesh came here, so now in 2005 it is not an empty place now. Developed नहीं है, but empty नहीं है. In structures of mud with roofs of tin and tarpaulin, devoid of sewage, drainage or running water, live 10,000 ragpickers. See, in structures of mud, what are they? Their houses are made of mud. हट है वहां पर, मिट्टी के घर हैं. With roofs of tin and tarpaulin, और जिनके ऊपर छतें किसकी हैं? Tin and tarpaulin. Tarpaulin you understand ना, जिसको हम तरपाल बोलते हैं in our local language. Devoid of sewage, drainage or running water. No facility is available there. Neither the sewage system is good, neither the drainage system is good, and they do not get even running water. And with so many lack or these lack of facilities, still there live 10,000 ragpickers. Can you see? They do not have facilities. फैसिलिटीज नहीं है लोगों के पास. They are just, what should I say, so poor they are, and they are not getting proper facilities. कुछ भी वहां पर नहीं है. And what they have just structures of mud. जो दीवारें हैं उनकी, the walls are made of mud and the roofs are of tin and tarpaulin. कोई उनका ड्रेनेज सिस्टम नहीं है, कोई सीवेज सिस्टम नहीं है. They do not get running water. And still कि हमारे क्या होता है, जब हमें कोई फैसिलिटीज नहीं मिलती है, हम जस्ट उस चीज को हासिल करने की कोशिश करते हैं ना, वहां से उस चीज को छोड़ देते हैं. बट स्टिल इतनी कम फैसिलिटीज होने के मतलब इतनी जो मेन फैसिलिटीज हैं, दे आर नॉट गेटिंग इवन दोज फैसिलिटीज. स्टिल 10,000, समझ रहे हैं आप, इतने ज्यादा ड्रग पिकर्स यहाँ पर रहते हैं. They have lived here for more than 30 years without an identity, without permits, but with ration cards that get their names on voters list and enable them to buy grain. So since 1971, that is about almost about 30 years, they do not have their identity. They do not have permits. कोई उनके पास permits नहीं है, कोई उनके पास orders नहीं है to live here, to stay here. But they have ration cards, and because of these ration cards, what they are able to get, they are able to get their names on voters list. नाम उनके voters list में, and because of that, they are able to buy grain. थोड़ा बहुत उनको इस तरीके से food मिल जाता है. इस तरीके से they are able to get their food because they have their names in the ration cards. बहुत जो उनको खाना मिलता है वो उसकी वजह से मिल जाता है. Food is more important for survival than an identity. So, it is about 30 years, but still they are not able to get their identity. But because of them, identity is not important. What is important for them is their survival. जो हमारी basic necessities हैं, that is food and water. Definitely, if you are not able to get food, will you be able to do any kind of work? आपकी जब एक ही जो नेसेसिटी है, जो आपकी नीड है, द बेसिक नीड, व्हेन इट इज नॉट फुलफिल, हाउ आर यू एबल टू डू एनी अदर वर्क? जो भूख है इंसान को ऐसा बना देती है ना कि जब तक वो पूरी नहीं होती, इवन यू डू नॉट ईट समथिंग, देन यू कैन नॉट फोकस करने की. दूसरी बात है कि इंसान हिम्मत करके इफ वी डू समथिंग, स्टिल वी कैन नॉट फोकस इन दैट वर्क. And after some time, definitely we will lose our strength also. So, सब कुछ हम एक बार हम सोच लेते हैं कि चलो हिम्मत करके कर लेते हैं, मिल जाएगा खाना भी, खा लेंगे. बट कितना देर तक आप कर सकते हैं उस चीज को? You cannot carry on this for a long period of time. So when your basic need is not fulfilled, you are not able to focus on anything in this world. So that is why food is more important for survival than an identity. अभी तो उनको पेट भर खाना ही नहीं मिलता. So how can they think about identity? That is why they focus to get food. If at the end of the day we can feed our families and go to bed without an aching stomach, we would rather live here than in the fields that gave us no grain. Say a group of women in tattered saris when I asked them why they left their beautiful land of green fields and rivers. Definitely, no doubt, Dhaka is very beautiful. So वहीं से आए ना वो लोग, they have come from Dhaka. So when they were asked why they left their beautiful place that is all covered with green fields and rivers are there, and lot of greenery is there, so why they left that place? So the answer was, if at the end of the day we can feed our families, end of the day अगर हम if we are able to feed our families, इस काबिल है हम कि अपने families को we are able to feed, खाना खिला सकते हैं, and go to bed without an aching stomach. Your stomach aches when you do not eat. So here it means without an aching stomach. It means when you have eaten something. Ache is pain. So and go to bed without an aching stomach. And when your stomach is not aching, when you are not feeling pain in your stomach, it means you have eaten something. You have eaten food. So at the end of the day, if you are able to feed your families and you are not feeling pain in your stomach, we would rather live here than in the fields that give us no grain. So that is why then we will prefer to live here. So our preference will be to live here. So it does not matter how beautiful that place is, how much greenery is there, and the rivers are there, and fields are there. These things do not attract us. What attracts us is the food. और उन्हीं को नहीं. It is with each and every individual living on this planet. सबके साथ ये है. The first thing that attract us, especially when we are hungry, is food. And sometimes when we are extremely hungry, remember कि आप किसी चीज में आपका दिमाग नहीं लगता. You are not able to do anything. So this group says, the group of women, and who are wearing what? They are in tattered saris. Tattered and torn. They are wearing torn saris. This was their answer. Food is more important for survival than identity. If at the end of the day we can feed our families, we are able to feed our families, we are able to give food to our families, to our children, and go to bed without an aching stomach, and we are not feeling pain in our stomach, then we would rather live here. So we will continue to live here than in the fields that gave us no pain. So definitely the place is very beautiful. Dhaka is very beautiful, but we were not able to get food there. So that is why we have come here. Say a group of women in tattered, torn saris. When I asked them, when they left their beautiful land of green fields and rivers, wherever they find food, they pitch their tents and become transit homes. See, so this is wherever they find food, जहाँ भी खाना मिलता है उनको, they pitch their tents. They pitch their tents. They set their tents wherever they get food, and that become transit homes. They pitch their tent that become transit homes. So wherever they find food, जहाँ भी उन लोग को खाना मिलता है, what they do, they set their tents there. They set their homes there. अब क्या है उसमें? यहाँ तो जाहिर सी बात है, they are having houses made of mud. कच्चे कच्चे घर हैं उनके. But some are living in tents also. So wherever they get food, they set their tents there, and that become transit homes. और उनके वो घर कैसे बन जाते हैं? You know, that is a kind of movable, या फिर आप उसको कह सकते हैं ना, transferable homes के they उसको move करके ले जा सकते हैं. They do not have wheels, but definitely they can shift this house from one place to another. वहीं पर जहाँ उनको खाना मिलता है, they set their homes, their tents there. Children grow up in them, becoming partners in survival. So all the children who are living there in these tents in this area, they grow with each other, and they are the partners in their survival. उनकी life में, उनकी जिंदगी में वो एक दूसरे के partners हैं. And survival in Simapuri means rag picking. और वहाँ पर life, what does life means? What does the remaining alive के हम जिंदा रहना वहाँ पर? What does it mean? Rag picking. So this is the profession because of which they are alive in Simapuri. This is इनका सारा जो they are completely dependent on what? Rag picking. इसी के जरिए they run their homes. घर उनका ऐसे ही चलता है. They feed their families. They are able to get food because of this profession. क्या profession है ये? You know, just think about it. कभी हम सोच भी सकते हैं कि you know, when we pass from such a place where there are heaps of garbages, we do not even we do not even stay here for 2 minutes. खड़े भी नहीं होते. And just look at these children, what they are doing. What they are doing. They are looking for gold in those heaps of garbage. Just imagine. Can you imagine? हम जहाँ खड़ा होना भी पसंद नहीं करते. They are looking for something valuable in those heaps. Through the years, it has acquired the proportions of a fine art. Garbage to them is gold. it has become kind of art कि किस तरीके से वो लोग ढूंढ रहे हैं उसमें, and it has become an art for them, and for them garbage is, that means gold for them, gold. In the beginning of the story, when we were reading they are looking for gold, so gold actually does not mean that they are looking for the actual gold. You cannot find gold in the garbage. कि कोई इंसान ऐसा नहीं है कि you will throw gold. हाँ, you know, by mistake आ जाए, that is a different thing, but no one throws a gold in the garbage. So gold here it means that this that garbage and whatever, even if they are able to get a piece of iron or plastic, it is gold for them, because if they sell this thing, yeah, plastic or iron, whatever they find, whatever valuable they find in that heap of garbage, what they do, they go and sell it, and in return they get some money. So उन लोगों के लिए this is the gold, यही उन लोग का gold है. Does not mean कि यहाँ पर आपको actually सोना चांदी मिलने वाला है. No, it's not like that कि उनको असलियत में ऐसा मिलता है. Otherwise they would be very wealthy persons. बहुत अमीर हुआ करते वो. No, they are not you know, they are not finding, they are not getting actual gold, but whatever valuable they are able to get from that heap of garbage, it is gold for them. चाहे वो एक iron piece हो या plastic हो या कुछ भी ऐसी चीज, after selling which they get some money in return. So for them that is gold. So garbage to them is gold. For them garbage क्या है उनके लिए? Gold है. Just imagine. It is their daily bread, a roof over their heads, even if it is a leaking roof. But for a child, it is even more. So for them, it is their daily bread, daily survival. It is. What is their daily survival? That garbage. Can you imagine? Just think about कि garbage भी किसी का daily survival हो सकता है, daily bread. A roof over their heads, and because of this garbage only, they are able to get roof over their heads. Even if it is a leaking roof, उसकी कोई guarantee नहीं है कि the roof is fine and it is proper. It can be a leaking roof. Leaking जिसमें से पानी टपकता है ना, वो टपकती हुई छत हो सकती है. गारंटी उसकी नहीं कि बिल्कुल सही छत होगी in fine quality. No, ये गारंटी नहीं है. But yes, because of this garbage, they are able to get their daily food, a roof, even if it is a leaking roof. But for a child, it is even more. लेकिन एक बच्चे के लिए, the garbage means even something more. I sometimes find a rupee, even a 10 rupee note. I sometimes find a rupee, even a 10 rupee note. Sahib says, his eyes lighting up. I sometimes find a rupee, even a 10 rupee note. कभी कभी मुझे 1 रुपया मिल जाता है. Even a 10 रुपया, कभी कभी 10 रुपए का नोट भी मिल जाता है. Sahib says, his eyes lighting up, and when he is saying these words, his eyes are lighted up. चमक रही हैं उसकी आंखें, they are glowing. अब just imagine कितनी पुरानी स्टोरी है ये. 2005 में ऐसा तो नहीं था कि 10 rupees mean a lot. नहीं, बहुत ठीक है था, लेकिन just see कि अगर उनको वहां पर 10 rupee का नोट मिल जाता था, if they were able to find a 10 rupee note, so it was like कि उनका तो मतलब पूरा दिन बन गया. I sometimes find a rupee. 1 रुपया भी अगर उनको मिल जाता था, 10 रुपये तो बहुत बड़ी बात है. कभी कभी अगर उनको 1 रुपया भी मिल जाता है, so it was like that it has made their day. ज्यादा पुराना नहीं है, just see it is the story of 2005 only. उस वक्त 10 रुपये की कोई बहुत ज्यादा वैल्यू नहीं थी कि आप 10 रुपये हैं तो आप उसमें पता नहीं क्या क्या खरीद सकते हैं. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं था. Still, I sometimes find a rupee, even a 10 rupee note. Sahib says, his eyes lighting up. When he says these words, his eyes are glowing, they're shining. When you can find a silver coin in a heap of garbage, you don't stop scrounging, for there is hope of finding more. Definitely. एक चीज मिलती है, उनको छोड़िए. When you have different desires and hopes and wishes, so if your one wish is fulfilled, you aspire to achieve more. कि और ये भी मिल जाए और ये भी मिल जाए और ये भी मिल जाए. So similarly that happens with these rag pickers. When you can find a silver coin, a silver coin again, it's not like the actual silver coin. It's for them 1 rupee note. 10 rupee note is 1 rupee, 10 rupee note. It is a silver coin for them. कि उनको ऐसा लगता था जैसे कि उनको silver मिल गया है in the heap of garbage. So then when अगर उनको एक बार 1 रुपया या 10 रुपया मिल गया, 10 रुपए का नोट मिल गया उसमें, so what they used to do, they used to think कि अभी और मिल सकता है, और मिल सकता है. So they did not stop, but they continue looking for more in the hope that they can find something more and some more rupees or any valuable thing. It seems that for children, garbage has a meaning different from what it means to their parents. For children, garbage has different meaning than their parents. For the children, so बच्चों के लिए it is wrapped in wonder. For the elders, it is a means of survival. So what they are doing something wondrous, something adventurous there. So for the children, it is wrapped in wonder. For the elders, it is a means of survival. For children, it is something like adventure, as if they are doing something adventurous. But for the elders, अभी बच्चे उनको इतना कहाँ समझ आता है, but for the elders it is a means of survival. जिंदगी जीने का उनका मतलब ही गार्बेज है. बच्चों को तो ऐसा लगता है, उनको तो ये होता है ना कि थोड़ा लालच में भी यू कैन से कि 1 रुपया मिला है, अभी 10 रुपए मिल गए, थोड़ा और मिल जाएगा, ये और मिल जाएगा, मिल जाएगा, मिल जाएगा. दिस इज लाइक के एक के बाद उनकी ख्वाहिशात बढ़ती रहती है कि और मिलेगा और मिलेगा. But for elders, why do they do rag picking? Because it is a means of survival. It is a means of livelihood. One winter morning, I see Sahib standing by the fenced gate of the neighborhood club, watching 2 young men dressed in white playing tennis. One morning, when the narrator sees Sahib, so he is standing by the fenced gate. Fenced होती है ना वो उसका जो बनाते हैं, तारों का जो बनाते हैं, that is fenced gate of the neighborhood club. Club है. Watching 2 young men. So what is he doing there? He is watching 2 young men who are wearing white clothes and it is a uniform and they are playing tennis. So tennis club है वहाँ पर, and from the fenced gate, Sahib is looking both of the players. I like the game, he hums, content to watch it standing behind the fence. So what he says, he hums, बोलता है कि मुझे I like the game, मुझे game पसंद है. Content to watch it standing behind the fence. हालांकि he is not able to play that game, but he is content, he is happy that at least he is able to watch that. खेल नहीं रहा है, खेलने को नहीं मिल रहा, that is a different thing. उसके लिए उसको इतना ख्वाहिश नहीं कर रहा है, but he is happy just watching that. At least he is able to watch that game and from behind the fence. I go inside when no one is around. He admits. He says कि जब कोई नहीं होता है, then what does he do? He goes inside the club. The gatekeeper lets me use the swing. And why does he go there in the club? Because he want to play on the swing. झूला झूलना चाहता है वहाँ. And the gatekeeper, how kind he is, he lets him go inside. जाने देता है उसको अंदर. And he allows him to play on swings. I appreciate this gatekeeper. हमारे साथ इस तरीके से कोई होगा कि हम उसको अपनी चीजें यूज करने देंगे. But the gatekeeper, he allows him and then he uses the swing there. Sahib too is wearing tennis shoes that look strange over his discolored shirt and shorts. So this time, when she sees Sahib, so he is wearing a pair of shoes, tennis shoes. Sahib too is wearing tennis shoes that look strange. Although they are very, it is looking very strange that he is wearing a discolor, जो पुरानी हो गई है, उसका कलर फीका पड़ गया है, shirt and shorts. And what is he wearing? A discolored shirt and knickers. He is wearing. Someone gave them to me, he says in the manner of an explanation, and when he notices that the narrator is looking at his shoes, so as an explanation he says that someone gave them to me. मुझे किसी ने दिए हैं. The fact that they are discarded shoes of some rich boy. But the actual reason is that some rich boy has rejected this pair of shoes. That is why they have now come to Sahib, who perhaps refused to wear them because of a hole in one of them. And why the boy rejected those shoes? Because there was a hole in one of the shoes. That is why he has rejected, and now Sahib has got them. Now, because of a hole in one of them does not bother him. But the hole did not bother. इससे उसको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा था. He did not pay attention to the hole. He was happy that at least he has got a pair of shoes. जूते उसको मिल गए. He was more happy. इस बात की उसे ज्यादा खुशी थी that he has got a pair of shoes. So even if one of the shoes was having a hole in it. For one who has walked barefoot, even shoes with a hole is a dream come true. So definitely, बिल्कुल यही है कि the one who has walked barefoot, ऐसा इंसान who has never got a pair of shoes and he has always walked barefoot, so for him even shoes with a hole, so जूते मिल गए हैं भले ही they are with holes, hole है उसके अंदर, but for him it is like a dream come true. So इसका कोई ख्वाब सच हो गया. Definitely for a person who has walked barefoot, ऐसा इंसान, the one who has walked barefoot throughout his life, so when he gets a pair of shoes, even if it is with a hole, then for him it is like a dream come true. But the game he is watching so intently is out of his reach. So, although he is able to get the tennis shoes तो उसको मिल गए हैं, but the game is still out of his reach. Game अभी भी वो नहीं खेल सकता. That he is watching so intently, so eagerly. That is, you can say, full of hope कि किसी तरीके से उसको मिल जाए. So intently, so eagerly, he is just watching those two young men playing that game. So although he is able to get, he himself is wearing tennis shoes, लेकिन वो अभी भी वो game नहीं खेल सकता है. The game is still out of his reach. This morning, Sahib is on his way to the milk booth. Okay, the next time when the narrator meets Sahib, the next morning. When the narrator meets Sahib, he is having, he is on his way to the milk booth. In his hand is a steel canister. हाथ में क्या है उसके? एक steel canister है. I now work in a tea stall down the road. He says, pointing in the distance. I am paid 800 rupees and all my meals. He says that now I work where? In a tea stall. Down the road. It is towards the end of the road. Near the road, you can say. He says, pointing in a distance. इशारा करके बताता है. Okay, there. I am paid 800 rupees and all my meals. So what he is getting there? 800 rupees plus all his meals. The 3 times meal in a day. Does he like the job? I ask. His face, I see, has lost the carefree look. The steel canister seems heavier than the plastic bag he would carry so lightly over his shoulder. The narrator asks him, पसंद भी है उसको वो काम जो वो कर रहा है? मतलब उसको अपनी जॉब पसंद आ रही है? Does he like the job? I ask. Narrator ने पूछा. His face, I see, has lost the carefree look. But now, actually, he did not like the job. And why? This time, the carefree look that he was having, that he was carrying earlier, it has lost. It has gone now. Why? Because the steel canister seems heavier than the plastic bag. Canister उसके हाथ में है, That is, actually it is not, it may not be heavy, but here, the steel canister, metaphorically, that is heavier than the plastic bag he would carry. And why the narrator is saying जो steel canister है that is heavier than the plastic bag. Plastic bag can be much more heavier. कि जिस तरीके से they carry those plastic bags जो अपने लेकर चलते हैं ना साथ में rack pickers. So उसके अंदर काफी सारी चीजें होती हैं and by the noon they are able to collect many things or sometimes तो जो bag है that can be heavier than the steel canisters many times, but for Sahib, steel canister is more heavier than the plastic bag. Why? Because the plastic bag he was able to carry it on his shoulders very lightly. Why? Because the bag was his. उसका अपना था. The canister belongs to the man who owns the tea shop. The canister that he is having in his hand now, it is not his. It belongs to someone else, to the owner of the tea shop. Sahib is no longer his own master. So, till he was doing rack picking, till he was collecting, scrounging for gold in the garbage heaps, he was his own master. But now he is working under some. Although he is getting 800 rupees with all the meals of the day, but still, because he is not his own master now, he is working for someone else. That he is no longer his own master. So, the thing is that whatever profession we do, doesn't matter whether it is a very good profession या अच्छा है, बुरा है, or it is respectable or not, but till you are your own master, you are free and you can do for some. But once you start working for someone else, you have to listen a lot also. So उनकी बातें वगैरह सुननी पड़ती है ना. So with this is कि although now he is able to get 800 rupees with all the meals, but still he is not happy because he is working under someone else which he does not like. He is no longer his own master now. So it completes your first story. Your next story is I want to drive a car. There are two stories from the whole book, Loss of Spring, Stories of Stolen Childhood. So usme se one story is Sometimes I find a rupee in the garbage, and the next story is I want to drive a car. We will do this story in the next video. So let's keep it till here only today. So let's meet in the next video. Till then, Allah Hafiz.